Hello, hope everybody is having a great night. Every time I start to go live, I swear like the dogs wake up and they want to eat and drink, and that's loud, and they chase cats, and it's all good. So I have my guest I am going to bring on camera. Facebook has started to make this happen faster, which is cool. Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm so
It worked on the
glad.
first time. This is strange.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Do I look big to you and you're small? I can't remember how that looks.
You're big to me. I'm little. I'm off in the
Okay.
corner. I got a big head, but I look small. Hopefully I look a lot taller.
Yes, you look
They
like
can't pay Jess.
incredibly tall.
Good. Good.
Perfect. Well, thank you
Tall.
for,
Fantastic.
are you tan from, Jack just spent 2 weeks in Bali, right? Or,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I got the dreaded peel happening though, so it'll come off here pretty quick. But I will hold on to it for as long as I possibly can.
Well,
Hey,
so
Tony.
yeah, I'm sure it's still cold up there in Canada.
No, I am outside. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
It is springtime. It's about 20, so 72 Fahrenheit. It's
Oh
beautiful.
my gosh, that's warmer than
Yeah,
it is here down in the south.
see. I'm just gonna sleep out on the deck tonight. This is all right. I'll take it.
Perfect. Well, I am so excited to have you share. And I mean, the reason I asked you to do this is because I know I have a big fitness pro audience, and you do most likely as well. And I think you just are certainly a role model in this space. And I just am excited for you to bring value and inspiration to the people who are watching. So
I'll give them thumbs up all day, baby. We got this.
So I'll just do a quick introduction. So Jack and I have known each other maybe like 6 years now, which is
going on
crazy.
Like almost 7 now. I know.
Yeah. And I don't know. I knew you had just one location at the time, but I had my boot camp, and we were kind of in the same business networking circuits, and we actually shared a stage doing case studies at one point. So that was really cool. And I've always respected and admired Jack. And one of the things that I appreciate most about you is that you always give more than you could ever receive. And that's always been something that's been very apparent to me. So I appreciate that. And it's evidenced by you showing up here to add value to people tonight. So, you now have 3 locations, and they're in different places in Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah. They're three different cities, all about 100 miles apart from each other.
Okay. And serving about 800 clients, and
so those are full-time people. Yeah, like in the schedule, constant, that kind of stuff. And then we have more for trials and that kind of fun jazz. But 800 fun stuff.
Yeah. Plus trials, plus you have this whole supplement line. How many staff do you actually have?
We got about 30 at any given time, and then we run about 3 to 4 interns. So we have usually 34 staff members at one point.
Yeah. That's crazy. So that's a pretty massive operation. I'm going to assume it's probably a bigger operation than most people watching. And it's been crazy because, again, I've gotten to see you grow from kind of a small location. So maybe if you could tell us how 360 Fitness got started.
Yeah. So we started 360 Fitness about 9 years ago. I've been in the fitness game for just over 11 years now. And I did pretty much the same thing as what every typical personal trainer did, is that, hey, I like fitness. This is awesome. I like working out. I should do this for a job. And I went the route. You went to a big box gym, went to this massive Globo gym kind of thing, and realized everything fitness should not be. And I started to realize that, the people that needed to be in the gym weren't there. And there were so many reasons that kept them out of the gym. It was intimidating. I got beeps and stuff. It was overcrowded. It was busy. It was intimidating. They were getting the wrong information. They were saying do too much of this and too little of other things. And just the environment wasn't built for success. There wasn't enough focus on lifestyle. There wasn't enough focus on coaching. There wasn't enough focus on encouragement, motivation, that personal relationship and connection, and just having somebody next to you. and it was more like, how many push-ups can you do? So I realized over a couple years is that if I really want to make a large change in somebody's life, I need to change the environment, and that starts with actually the physical location. I can train anybody different in a big box gym, but I'm going to be stuck in that brick and mortar spot for forever. So I created 360 Fitness with the help of family and friends, and yeah, we just kind of blossomed from there, and really kind of took it to the next level of I think what personal training should be, and it's bringing the personal aspect back into training, and not just as much on exercise components, but on nutrition, coaching, lifestyle, kind of like what stuff you preach on all your Facebook stuff, which I follow and I really appreciate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and very similar to kind of how I ran my boot camp, just slightly
Yeah,
different
absolutely.
model, which is really cool. One of the things I think is important for people to know is where you started, right, in Red Deer.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that town is like?
Yeah, so it is a small town. So we have about 80,000 people and 90,000 people in our greater metro area.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a small city, and it's about 100 miles away from the next cities over. So it's just a small town, and Red Deer it was a pretty conservative town. It was mostly younger males. We hit the oil boom, and that kind of brought a lot of people into it. So what the personal training game is usually an older model, older demographic, everything else. So we had to really hammer our target markets. Our market, our media, our message had to be absolutely perfect when we were talking to them. It was a small niche, and we had to get good real quick, and that was good. So our environment forced us into it. So we had to adapt or die, and that gave us really, really valuable lessons. But we started off in Red Deer. It's a small little city in central Alberta, and then in our fourth year, we went north into Sherwood Park, which is a beautiful suburb just outside of one of our major cities in Edmonton. And then just last month, we had our 1-year anniversary in Calgary, Alberta, which is our first real big city center, 1 million plus people. And it's a totally different game, and it's awesome and it's exciting. But having 3 different studios that operate the same business model and the same branding and positioning statement and mission and vision, but in 3 different centers, it brings new challenges, but it's fun. Yeah, it makes every day exciting. Tell you that.
Yeah, I bet. Well, and it sounds like to make it work in such different markets too, you're really dialed in with everything. So that's
Thanks.
really important. So in 9 years, you've grown from, it was like maybe you and a couple friends and family members to
yeah. Yeah, and it was really, we actually just had this talk today. We had one of our leadership meetings, and we brought up the fact that I thought we were maxed out capacity, no more than 100 clients, absolutely no more than 100 clients in our studio, no more than 4 trainers ever. We can't deliver a good experience with more than 100, blah, blah, blah. I was scared of growth. I was scared of failing, right? So it's a lot easier to not fail if you don't try. So I was not showing up at the race and not even worried about the finish line. So there was a lot of those things going on. And I had some really good mentors. I had some really good people in my life that just said, hey, you need to not just help those people. You need to help the masses. And there's a lot of people that are begging, needing, wanting to change their lives, and you're the catalyst to do it. So get it together. But yeah, I started off with just in our first year, we made it up to 4 staff members. And then once we started to delegate and work on systems and just helping people get amazing results, word of mouth picked up, and just really refine the system of bringing new prospects in, nurturing the heck out of them and wowing them, and then putting them through the cycle again. We were able to grow. And then that's when we went from 4 to 15 personal trainers, 1 location, and we opened up the second. Now we have 7 in another and 6 in another after 1 year and growing steady.
That is so, yeah, that's just so awesome. And I love that lesson about how you're kind of thinking small at first, right? Because
you
didn't know. It's like one of those things where you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Hey, Tash.
So that's really cool. And I love that you talked about, again, I brought it up, but like the town size thing, because that's a big challenge mentally for a lot of people to get around, thinking that, it's a small town, it can't work. And
totally.
You've proved otherwise. So
yeah, it's a small town, small, and it's really rural too. It's spread out. There's not like a massive city center. The trading zone is huge. So you have a lot of competition. All the stuff that gave us the position that we shouldn't have succeeded. All that stuff where, you know, back in the day where I said it's against us, now it's for us, which is awesome.
Yeah, I totally relate to that too. People always think that the small town, you know, is a curse. And I did the same thing. I opened in a tiny town about the same size where everyone told me, you know, nobody wants this, you know, like you're never going to be successful. And it was the best thing ever that could have happened. So you're listening and you live in a small town.
Exactly. Right. And I find it's, you know, you can have greater of an impact and you can dig deeper roots in that smaller community. And really, even when we went to our larger metro centers, we chose suburbs on the edges of town that are really, really tight knit. You know, we went away from downtown. We kind of went into the communities that had great schools and great organizations and great, you know, charitable causes, and that, you know, it's just a tight group of people, not a lot of them, but just tight. So we were able to get into social circles and go deeper and impact more people that way. Rather than trying to be everything to everybody in a large city, that means you're nothing to everybody. You know, we're known in the parts of town, and then we make a huge impact in that specific part of town. And I don't care if anybody knows us in the rest of town. The population that we're servicing, that's what I care about.
That's awesome. And I just, you know, as you talk, I hope people are listening to really the clarity that you have about everything, about who you want to be connected with, about location, about, you know, how you want to service people and what you're looking for when you do start to enter those circles. That's all like super valuable information. So,
Good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. And so when you started 360, your vision, I'm just going to guess, because you were saying when you opened, you didn't think you could serve more than 100 people. So you probably certainly didn't ever see yourself in 3 locations with 800 people just in memberships, plus probably dozens, if not 100 other trials going at any
time. The vision was small. So it really was. But the great thing about it, the vision was small, but it was really powerful and very clear. And that vision hasn't changed. Just our scope has changed, and we realized that, holy crap, you know, we can help a lot of people, but our vision is still the same. Like, our core values are pretty similar to what they used to be. Like, our mission statement is pretty similar to what it used to be. Like, our positioning statements, our target markets, you know, that kind of what we're known for really hasn't changed in 9 years. Sure, we've refined it, we've adapted, we've evolved, but still, like, we still want to help the same people achieve the same results. And if anything, we're delivering a better product, but we just know that our product is too good to not share it. Like, you know, we have something awesome, and it doesn't make sense to keep it all locked up. So we just know that we're also able to deliver on our promises, right? We're confident with that. So if we are, you know, helping more people, we know that they're going to get great results from it, and not just helping more people to put them through the washer and spit them back out the other end. It's not one of those. Yeah. So the vision, it's the same vision, just bigger.
Yeah.
That seems kind of counterintuitive, but it's simple, and our scope has increased.
Yeah. And obviously systems are really dialed into for you to be able to have that confidence to say, if someone comes to us, they're going to get results. So whether you're in your gym or not, or you go to Bali for 2 weeks, you know that those systems are being replicated and executed on to where people are going to get results. Because this isn't like, you know, you're not selling someone a couch or something like that. You're changing their bodies, you're changing their lives. And so having a really solid process is going to be important for that. So did it take you a long time to kind of build out your processes for how you work with clients and all the front and back end stuff? Yeah.
And I was the most limiting factor in our growth in systems. I was the one kind of stopping it, you know, at my fault. But I thought I was systems. You know, at first, you know, like, oh God, I got to do that. You know, it's I got to be a part of everything. I gotta shake hands, and I gotta be at the front, and I have to sell, and I have to train, and I have to clean, and I have to market. And it's just, if I'm not doing everything, I'm not doing anything. But it's totally wrong, right? It's develop those systems and develop the people around those systems and develop the systems around those people's talents. And that was one of the big things about it. But for 2 years, really, I was the limiting factor, just because it's like, okay, I want my hands in everything. But then I
Mhm.
realized that I sucked at everything. When I distributed my energy and distributed my time and resources around, I was doing nothing well. I
Mhm.
was doing everything half-ass. But really, when I focused on like, what's the 5% that's going to really grow our business? How can I empower our team to actually make those decisions that I was making? And then how can I, teach them to come to their own conclusions, similar conclusions, or not similar conclusions, but good ones, right?
Mhm.
So it was a trust thing. It was a trust thing, and total cocky and arrogant stuff where it was like, I got it, I got it, or I'd rather not teach you because I can just get it done faster. So
Right.
it wasn't about, yeah, it was just doing and not systemizing it.
Mhm.
I was a part of everything. So I was the kink in our own hoses. Like, it was, there's no other way around it. Like, I stopped our own growth, and we could have probably went faster and farther. But I think I needed to go through it to realize that I was not there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge awareness to have, because most people, like you, I mean, I've been coaching fitness entrepreneurs for years now, and I did the same thing, right? Like, I was very attached to weird things like cleaning the gym floor for a long time, and it's
Yeah.
always my best example. I thought no one could get the hair off of the floor like I could for some
Yeah,
reason,
exactly. Right.
but they can.
Yeah. It
And
was
yeah, go
exactly that. Yeah.
ahead.
No, it's the same thing as that. We always use that example. Is like, I'd rather teach you how to fish, right,
Yeah,
than just bring one to the plate every day. And
right.
that's really what it comes down to. It is that you always think that you do everything better, but you're doing everything crappy. And
Yeah.
especially when we first open, you're working longer hours. You're emotionally so engaged and so exhausted that you're getting things done, but you're not getting things done well.
Hmm.
Your whole day is just based on whether that checklist is complete, whether you did, whether you're productive or not.
Hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you find this now, but and obviously my businesses are different from yours, but it's like I have to put in a lot less time now to get the same results. And I don't know, but I still struggle
Yeah.
with, like, I didn't work like 10 hours
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, when we're getting paid for done rather than doing now, which is a little
Right.
bit different. Um, totally. Like, I always catch myself doing the same thing. I overanalyze things. If it
Hmm.
gets done too fast or too simple, I think I miss something.
Hmm.
But then I have a great team too to kind of like slap my hand and say, "Get out of here! I got this."
Yeah.
Um, over years of empowering them and telling them, like, you're better than I am, so kick me out of the gym or kick me out of the office. It's good because they trust me. I trust them to boot me out, which is
That's
nice.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at comments. I can't, they usually come through on my phone, but I have to look on my computer now. It's,
Oh, I
Jared
got them here.
says
What's up, Jared?
he's making the decision to delegate. Yeah. So, Jared, if you need
Oh,
any
huge.
feedback, let us know.
Yeah, specific questions, anything. We've
Yeah,
we've
totally.
not only done it, but we've screwed up 10 times on any question you asked. So
Yeah, for
don't feel
sure.
silly asking.
For
Hi,
sure.
Dan.
And Jessica, you're one of our favorite people too, no doubt. And hey,
Yeah, you guys
Calvin,
are awesome.
good to have you
What's up,
here. So,
guys?
what were some of the pivotal moments or decisions that you made early on that you would say allowed you to grow to where you are today?
Like I said, I was our own limiting factor at first. I really started to work on personal development right around year two,
Mm-hmm.
and not just solely focus on professional development. It was
Mm-hmm.
awesome on getting, that extra certification, or working on my craft. That was awesome, but that can only take you so far.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be the smartest trainer on the planet, but if you don't have any clients to teach, that's useless knowledge, right? If you didn't have anybody to teach that to, and if you couldn't replicate that into your other trainers or your other
Right.
staff members. So I think that's kind of our early on. I was around really good people. The circles that I was in and still am in, but they really encouraged me to say, hey, if you want to take your business to the next level, you have to get to the next level,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the business is only going to be limited by you and kind of your mission and kind of where you see it and how you see it. And I was like, no, it's just going to grow kind of, naturally, or it's going to go on this natural course. And it's like, not a chance. It's, the things you're thinking about now are going to become realities in 6 months and 12 months and 18 months. So you better start thinking about them now. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're not growing, you're dying. Like, stagnation is terrible. But I really had a big pivot, like you said, and went in a positive direction as soon as I started working on personal development. And it had nothing to do with fitness. It was more about, you know, goal planning, big strategy, just kind of like systemizing, trusting people. And I don't mean that like in a negative Nancy kind of stuff,
Right.
but say, hey, I am not the business. Like, you know, this business is something bigger than me. And sure, like my vision and stuff like that is important, but if we're going to impact more people and create more opportunity for our staff and develop a better product and better service, I have to let go. So I have to let go of things because they're better at it than I am, better at it than I can ever be on a lot of things, and, you know, unleash their passions. So rather than keeping people boxed in and saying, oh, I only need you to do this, it's like, no, like, let's nurture some talents, let's identify some talents, let's get you going. So my in year 2, 3, and 4, I really focused on personal development. That's when I got into some business organizations and networking stuff with you. That's when I met you. And it just kind of opened my eyes to say, like, this could be bigger if I just got out of my own way. Right? Yeah. And just like stepped off to the side. Yeah. And like, all right, well, you've developed these systems and people. Why don't you let them make decisions? You know, let them make decisions and let them fail. Like, let them fail, let them succeed, and go from there. And that was huge.
Yeah. And I heard
that's early on.
Yeah, and I heard some other things in there. Gosh, like I pulled out a bunch of stuff, and then I'm seeing comments coming through. You know, I never met well, in all the hundreds of fitness business owners I've worked with, I don't think I've ever met a trainer or fitness business owner who needed another certification.
I know. It's exactly. It's just patting your own back, right? It's giving you affirmation and kind of that confirmation. Oh, right, I'm still good at this thing. But are you changing lives? You know, like what's going to help us? You know, help people lose weight or gain muscle or get off diabetes medication and get off blood pressure meds and be able to walk up and down the stairs and keep all their kids at the park. It's not another cert. Tell you that.
Totally. And
right.
You know, I thought like when I opened
my
sorry, are we seeing?
Sorry, I'm just saying hi to people as they come on. Yeah.
No, that's perfect. I'm like looking at two different things here. When I opened my boot camp, you know, I'm Strong First, like certified background. I did RKC first, so like I thought, well, everyone's gonna want to train with me because I'm Strong First. Nobody knew what that even was.
Exactly. Oh, you got a weird acronym behind your name. Fantastic.
SFG. Right? What is that? We have some comments here. So Calvin says, I'm in a small town as well, building a bigger location, not a new location, scared and excited. Any ideas on getting current members to refer new people big time and launch strategies? That's a good question. He's looking at August or September, new construction.
Cool. I'm reading it right now. Just want to read it. I'm in a small town as well. Awesome. Small town boys. Looking at a bigger location, not a new location. So we're expanding, scared and excited. Fantastic. Those two emotions go well together. Any ideas on getting any current members to refer new peeps big time and launch strategies?
And I see, I was going to say Jay also, and I've actually been to Jay's facility and I will vouch it is a very like next level small town.
Yeah, that's good. Good. So first and foremost, I would make sure that you have a good evergreen referral system right now. And you also have to tell your clients what a referral is for you and what it means to you and what does it look like. So you can't tell them to find a treasure without pointing an X on the map. And a lot of times people get that confused. It's like, oh, they're just not referring. Well, have you asked for a referral? Have you told them what to look for? You know, have you told them like what pain points other people are doing, or have you brought up their friends in conversations? Like you're not giving them maybe enough pointers. Take a look at that and find out why your clients came to you, for what problems, and you know, did they come to you for, and then what problems did they hope that you solved? And I would just try to replicate it as much as possible. Like, hey, you know what? You came to me to lose 20 pounds and feel a little bit better in your clothes and have a little bit more confidence. Do you have anybody else in your life now, looking back, that is in the same boat as you? Because they want to spread the good feeling, right? They want to spread that good karma, and they want to spread your business because they know, like, and trust you. They want you to succeed, but you have to give them some direction of what a referral is for you, what it means to you, and what kind of signs, right, are those people giving off, and then systemize that, and really focus on, like, after initials, when they first start, when they're really, really excited and they're like, holy hell, this is awesome. I just found a treasure. I should tell everybody about this. And then after successes, after their assessments and after shout outs, when they're feeling really good about themselves and want to tell everything about it, that's when they need to replicate it. And then, oh God, we talk grand opening strategies all freaking day. Cool. But Calvin, do you have that first? Do you have like an evergreen referral system nailed down where you are continuously asking for referrals and you know exactly what a referral means?
Yeah, I think that's a really important question. Not only having like an incentive, right, that you give people, but also keeping it in front of people, because as much as you think about your business, your clients, and they can love you all day and night, but they don't wake up thinking about how they can bring you new business, and they don't think about your business 24/7. So you have to keep it in front of people all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of times too is that you might be clear on your market, your media, and your message, but they might not know who you're looking for, right? They just might think that, oh, your fitness, right? Or, oh, your weight loss, or, oh, whatever your niche is. But maybe you can like really hammer down the why behind it and get that out of people and say, okay, do you have any friends that are looking to do X, Y, and Z? Have they said these things to you? Have they done these things? I can help them out. And people want their friends to feel better, look better, move better, have better lives. Same with their families. So as soon as they see those traits, like, oh, cool, I know somebody that could help you out. So give them some ideas on what to look for. Absolutely. Right?
Yeah.
And then start rocking social proof, man. Get your VIPs, your client avatars, the people that you want to work with the most, and the people that love working with you the most, get on them, rock and roll, find out how you change their lives, try to clone those people as much as possible, find out what they're doing, find out where they are, who their friends are, what problems they are, where they are in their lives, where they work, where they don't work, and then go from there. But really like hammer down who you want to work with and then what problems they solve. And just
absolutely.
writing it down. Yeah, and then asking them, get in front of them, shake hands, say hi. How can we help you?
Yeah, that's awesome. And
up,
Calvin says he says great stuff, all that good stuff. But also
awesome.
that we're scattered. So I think just getting a couple of these pieces in place is going to move you closer to where you want to be. And I mean, granted, like, I sold my gym almost 3 years ago, so a lot has changed in the market, but social media and sharing that social proof, like you were talking about, was huge. I mean, literally having photos of clients looking like they're having fun before, during, or after their workout and tagging them in pictures was like, it's crazy the way that grew my business. And it's even more powerful in a small town because people are recognizable. Like I think the town I was in was about 80,000, but people were recognizable in that town. And so if you're even, smaller than that, like that, your social proof is going to be key for sure. So so many great things. And then obviously there are things that you can do, at special times of the year, special promotions for referrals also, which, we don't have to go all the way into, but
we can be here all day. That's awesome.
Be on here all night, right? So but hopefully that was helpful to those of you watching. Okay, so what was my next question? So greatest lessons you have learned while growing this huge business that you now have?
There's two big lessons in that. Complicated is not better. Number one. Okay, so if you have a tough time explaining it to yourself and explaining it to your staff, they're going to have a lot tougher time implementing it over and over and over again if they don't know the why, or they don't really know the simple processes behind it. So when we were growing, we thought just like bigger, better, more. And the farther, like when we tried to bring on stuff that wasn't like our core offer and our core values and away from our mission and our vision, and we just thought more was better, the farther we got away from like what we were actually trying to accomplish. And we were just scattered everywhere, right? We had no foundations. We were just kind of like chucking stuff at the wall and seeing if it stuck. So every single time that we try to offer something that our target market didn't have any interest in or didn't have any need for, and we just thought it was cool and new and exciting, but it's not you who were servicing, like it wasn't us. We didn't need to change. We just needed to like do what we were doing and get better and better and better at it. We didn't have to bring on all these brand new equipment and brand new services and different classes and this and that. It's like, it might be boring for you, but for the person that just joined, this is all brand new and exciting to them every single time, and just refining and making sure that your core offerings are fantastic. We found out that the hard way. We thought more was better and less is better. And another thing is too, is that you need to, we found out too that we thought we were maxed at the first facility. So we opened the second. Actually, in the first facility, we expanded, we doubled our space at year 4. So we doubled our space. We thought we were maxed. We thought we were at capacity. We thought we were kind of capped and we could never grow anymore. So we opened double the space. And then we opened our second location. And we're like, hey, we're maxed. We're kind of stuck at space, whatever else. We can't grow again. And we went to our third. And we're realizing, like, even our first spot, like, we're not even done. Like, we still got so much work to do, and we have so much growth to do. And it doesn't have to be a bigger studio. It could be, you can grow not just by having more brick and mortars. You just have to find out what the client's problems are, and solve it. And it didn't have to be just a bigger gym and a bigger space. So we found that out the hard way a couple times.
And would you say something like supplements? Like you've
Yeah,
created a whole lot.
There you go.
People aren't going to know that, but just incorporating that.
Exactly, right? So there was a way for us to grow without, expanding into another location and adding more stress and spreading our energy out. We're like, hey, what other things can we help our clients with, and what can we do better than anybody else? And so that's what we did, is like, okay, how can we grow but not open up another brick and mortar? So we kind of like watering our own grass more, but just kind of like finding, like, hey, where's the missing link, and just like nurturing inside of our own studios and nurturing our own staff and getting more ideas from them, and just refining the product and just making it better and better and better and better and better and better and better, rather than just saying, let's just grow to grow. Like growing for growth's sakes. It's like, no, it's like, was it on purpose? Was it by design? Was it inside your core values? Did it affect people in a positive way? Was your energy positive about it? There's a whole bunch of those things. So you slowed down growth, physical growth, and then we had better business growth in the meantime.
Yeah.
Just like I said, just watering our own grass a little bit more, rather than thinking, oh, what else is out there? What if?
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That's a great lesson for sure. And that's, kind of a question I had in my head is, what do you think allows you to be so successful, whereas many fitness business owners struggle? And I think it comes down to a lot of what you just said, plus the clarity that you have, and making sure that you remain in alignment with what your values are and what your vision is.
Yeah, like thank you for that compliment, but I find, like, whenever I'm having any self-doubt, it's like, go back to the basics. Go back to the basics, go back to the fundamentals. Why are you doing this in the first place? Don't worry about the what's in the house and all the noise, just don't worry about that stuff. It's like, really, why are you doing this? And are you delivering a better product? Are you, empowering your staff? Are you fulfilling your staff? Are you making them have a chance to be better at what they do, right? Are they growing as well? Just going back to the basics and like what actually matters, rather than just trying to throw things to the meat grinder. Yeah, every time that something didn't feel right, it didn't work. We knew it. Like, you try something different, you're like, I got a bad, well, give it a shot. And then we come back in 6 months, like, damn, we shouldn't have gone that route. Or we shouldn't have gone that staffing method, or we shouldn't have gone this, and we knew right from the get-go. Like, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel a part of our core values and our mission and our vision. And it's like, only if we just listened to ourselves, and stayed tight to the goal.
So have you committed pretty strongly then to kind of tuning out the noise of trends and what other people are doing that's working?
Yeah. And it's, we're squirrels too, right? We see a whole bunch of stuff too, and we see, different fitness businesses succeeding with all this and that. But a lot of times, just like on social media and around the world, you only see the good. You only see the good. You only see the fluff. You only see some, what they choose to show you, right? And a lot of times, whenever we started to follow, whenever we started to like do trends because others were doing them, and they weren't our ideas originally, because it wasn't really a problem, or it wasn't a better solution. It wasn't we're just trying to flip a different mousetrap. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to, every time that we followed and tried to say, oh, they're doing that, that's really cool, let's go do it, sucked. It didn't mean anything to us. We didn't deliver a better product. We were just trying to like hop on trends and certain things. But when we developed it internally and really found out, okay, what does our client need? What do they really want? How is it going to be better for them? How is the experience better for them? And listening to them versus our competition and the industry. Like just, every time we listen to like other and just try to watch other fitness businesses in a bad way, in a negative way, in like a oh crap, we should try that, or already we're behind, rather than listening to our customers and they're like busting down your door saying, hey, this is what can be better. I'm like, oh, don't worry about that. We're going to go on this business in Australia. We're going to find out that business model and blah, blah, blah. Every time that we did that, it just went off the rails, and we should have listened to ourselves.
Yeah, that's huge, because it's a very noisy industry.
Big time. Yeah. Really noisy. Really noisy. Yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of shake weights happening.
Yeah. Not so much anymore. I'm sure we're
Thank
on to
God.
I don't have TV anymore, so I'm sure we're on to other silly things.
Exactly. Yeah, we're on to other shake weight 2.0.
But I did hear, and I want everyone to hear this, because I have been telling people this for years, stop buying equipment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
stop buying equipment.
Yeah, and like for instance, like we would try to give ourselves like affirmation and confirmation. We'd buy a machine or a piece of equipment or whatever, and it wasn't getting used. We're like, oh, let's design a class behind it, or let's design something. So we'd try to get some justification for making that terrible decision, right? But we were trying to like we didn't want to let go of it because we were so hard on it. We should have let go of it because it was just a crappy idea in the first place.
Right.
We were chasing it because we put energy into it, not chasing it because it was a good idea. Like it was one of those things where we just needed that self-justification, and we were our own worst enemies. Yeah.
That was always one thing I was always good at. I was just kind of keeping equipment minimal, but it's like crazy to me is what people go out and buy because they think it's going to be the thing that changes their business, when, as we just talked about, it has nothing to do with what your certifications are and how you get the job done. It's really about, are you solving your ideal client's problem? Yeah. So.
And when we talk to our clients, we're asking like, how can we be better service to you? None of them said like, oh, I need this Stepmaster 4000 and I need this and that and everything else. Like they don't care about it. They're like, teach me how to eat better, and I want to exercise more, and I want to be more motivated to come, and I want to have encouragement and accountability. And you can't buy that crap at a trade show, but it's an easy fix. You feel like that's an easy fix. You're like, oh, that's gonna Band-Aids.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And we get trapped, and I get excited a lot about times, and my team just wrangles me in and ropes me in and tells me to calm down, which is good.
Unfortunately, I just thought we only needed kettlebells.
See? Perfect.
Good. Got the job done.
Yeah, they're easy to clean, right? It's good.
They are. So where do you, what's your vision for this business that you have created?
Well, my vision evolves, and I've kind of allowed myself to have that. Again, I don't get kind of stuck on an idea and just keep going with it if it's a bad idea. So as we kind of improve, for instance, like if you asked me 4 years ago, I'm like, I want to have 5360 fitnesses. Awesome. But then at the end, it was like, no, I want to know our team members. I want to know our clients. I want to be able to go into a studio and be able to say hi to someone. Like that, my vision changed, and I accepted it. In the last couple of years, especially the last year or two, is like, okay, no, like, why are we doing this in the first place? Is to give ourselves a certain lifestyle and to enable that lifestyle for our team members and to affect people's lives. It's not just to freaking check it off the list. It's like, hey, we got to grow just for growth's sake. So I allowed myself to kind of change and evolve our vision as my life has changed and kind of how our staff has. And that's been cool. So I'm clear on it now that I really want to, for the next few years, really cultivate relationships inside of our studios, really water our own grass, stay inside of our gyms, and see what we can accomplish with the resources that we have inside the gyms. And I really want to work on like self-empowerment with their team and saying, hey guys, this is the system, this is what we need to do. And like really giving them not free reins, but the reins to go make some decisions that we're going to be set up okay if they succeed or they fail. That's kind of what I want to do is staff nurturing and staff kind of relationships and growing them that way. That's where my short-term vision is. But for new locations and such, nope. We really got to try to find out if we can help our clients solve more problems within our studios and within our walls, and not more is better.
I love that.
So it's kind of like an anti-vision, like, damn.
Well, you know, I think
we just got to be better.
Yeah, you can't you can't get caught up in always, again, then you have the noise in the fitness industry, and then you have the noise on the personal development side of things, where it's like hustle harder, bigger's better, be global and all this stuff. But I love that what your vision has evolved into is still based on relationships and knowing people's names. And obviously, with my business, Authentic Conversion, that's what the whole thing is. It's about relationships. And so, and so I love that. I just think that is like a huge, huge thing, to know that that's what matters to you most at the end of the day. And then you get to make decisions based on that as your priority.
Yeah. We do vision reviews all the time. So I make a vision statement and kind of what we want to accomplish this year, and develop core values and mission and projects around it. And we're doing those reviews with the team right now. And that's good, because if I have to explain it to somebody, if it makes sense to me, it'll make sense to them. And inside those vision things, it's great because you can kind of see which staff members can be certain cogs in those wheels and say, okay, this is where you're going to excel. Like, this is where you can be a part of it, and you can be a part of it. Rather than just opening up more locations just to open them and then have disconnect from the people that got you there in the first place. And it's so true, because every single time that you do open a location, it is just a matter of fact, you shift your attention towards there, right? So you can't be everywhere at all times. And that's okay. Like, you leave those people and systems in place, but if it's not 100% ready to do it, we found out that, okay, well, we're hopping onto the next thing before we've figured out what we're doing at step one. And just to have that self-awareness that it's back and making it happen that way.
Yeah, I love it. That's so awesome. So, I don't want to take your whole night up, but
no, the sun's still out. I'm good. This is outside. Hey, Dave.
So I think I have one other question that I haven't asked you yet. So if you could share one piece of advice to people watching who would love to create the success that you've created, what would it be?
Okay, so if you want to grow, hey boss, Dave says, that's one of my general managers. That's what we're talking about.
Nice.
One of our awesome guys. Like, get out of your way. I know that Nicole and I talked about this at the beginning, and like, find out that you can't be everything to everybody, and you can't do everything all the time. You need to figure out a system, and you need to put people in that system, but then you also need to trust for them to execute that system. And you have to be okay with teaching and correcting in a constructive manner and saying, hey, I screwed up 15,000 times. Why would I expect a staff member to come in and get it right the first time? So being okay with that, and just kind of having that nurturing process throughout, and just helping them refine the system with you, rather than just trying to force a triangle through a square peg, but allowing them to have constructive feedback inside the business, and like, hey, where do you guys see this going? Where do you see yourself in it? What are your clients saying? So just getting more feedback from it and getting out of your own way, setting up the systems and delegation, and being very clear that it's coming from the top down. But then once you delegate it out, and once you assign that stuff out, let it go. Like, let it happen. Don't micromanage and look over their shoulders and stuff. You have to have that internal trust. And then when they trust you, you'll trust them vis-a-vis. So then eventually you can stop, having to worry about it. And then in the end, they do it way better than you could ever do it.
Yeah. And
just get the hell out of your own way.
Exactly. Yeah. And to add to that, even before everything you said, is to give other people responsibility, right? Like, you could not do what you're doing if you hadn't trusted in other people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm the worst trainer in our studios. I'm not the best. I'm not the best salesperson. I'm not the best manager. you know, I found out that there's so many of these people that have these amazing talents. And when I was saying I could do it better, you know, I was holding myself back, holding them back, holding the business back, holding their clients back. It's like giving them the tools, giving them resources, and then let them freaking go. Like let them do their own thing. Yeah. So rather than just giving them tools and resources just because it's good, and then, you know, stagnating their growth because they're gone anyways.
Yeah.
You know, mentally and physically.
And I think everyone, if this conversation is resonating with you, take it to heart. Read the E-Myth. Like that's the best.
Yeah,
the best
that's true.
book about this whole topic of delegation. But yeah, if you want to create something that is really incredible in a brick and mortar type fitness business, you're going to have to bring on other people. I mean, unless you like love doing everything and you want to work split shifts the rest of your life and not get paid when you go to Bali for 2 weeks. And, you know, if that's the life you want, no judgment. But if you want something else, then you are going to have to trust other people at some point. So,
yeah. Yeah. Trust is key. Trust is key.
Yeah.
Cole, is it any better? Just go inside here. Maybe it's just it's Facebook live. Things happen live. You got to make some